postcard from Cebu. I love you, baby.
Thanks, baby. Meeting your Filipina sweetheart. Now, what I'm talking about here is not how you go about meeting a Filipina. We've discussed that in other videos, dating sites, and more recent video about how you can meet Filipinos right here on postcards from Cebu. One of our subscribers chimed in, hey, you're about 10 years behind the times because now they have apps for your phone and stuff, and you can just use those. So there are lots and lots of ways that you can meet a Filipina, especially, one that's looking and available. But what I'm talking about here is making that trip, that first trip, and meeting her in person, that first meetup. Because like any other kind of dating, I mean, obviously it's not, you got to make sure that it's real. And I've discussed in another video about how difficult it is for the average Filipina to get a tourist visa to come to the U.S. and visit. So pretty much most of the time, you're going to have to make that trip to the Philippines. I can remember the first trip I made. Vivian and I had been chatting for months and months online on Skype, and it was every day. We were chatting every day, and growing. The feelings between us were growing stronger and stronger, and I was pretty much falling for her. So I bit the bullet, and I decided to make that trip. And I flew to Cebu. I booked a hotel, the Red Planet Hotel. It was called Toon Hotel back in those days, but now it's called Red Planet Hotel. And basically we were inseparable for 2 weeks until I had to leave and fly back. And I remember Vivian crying and crying because I had to leave and go back to the States. And that's the kind of experience that you're probably going to have if you have a genuine relationship with a Filipina. It's going to be something like that. By the time I left, I was madly in love with her. So it went on for a while after that, and I finally proposed to her, and now we're married, and the rest is history. But you're going to need to make that trip. And I get asked this question a lot. And guys, well, how did you do it? And I in my case, I'm fairly experienced at international travel, so it wasn't a very big deal for me. But it's not difficult to do because at the moment, you don't even need a visa. I believe Philippines has a visa waiver program. You can just show up. You do have to have a passport, and you do need to make sure that your passport has at least 6 months of validity left on it. In other words, whatever the expiration date is on your passport, when you travel, it has to be 6 months valid. So do check that. If your passport's about to expire, get a new passport. Other than that, you just need to make the accommodations, and I booked everything online. It was easy peasy, and everything was set. Vivian met me at the airport. We went to the hotel, and we were together for 2 weeks. The comment that I get a lot of is, well, I don't have a lot of money. What can I tell you, guys? You're going to have to make that trip. I can tell you that I'm a working guy. I'm an engineer by day, and I work 2 jobs, and 3 nights a week I teach music. It's the money that I make teaching music that really pays for my travels to the Philippines. So whatever you do, you're going to have to round up enough money to make it. It's going to cost you about $2,000. The $1,000 of it's going to be the airfare alone. In my case, I live on the East Coast in Maryland. I think the first trip cost me around $1,200, and I probably spent about $800 in country. So all in all, the whole trip cost about $2,000. But you're gonna have to do that pretty much, unless you get lucky and find a Filipina who is able to get a tourist visa. But nonetheless, She's still got to fly to the U.S., so airfare is going to be in the mix one way or another. The other thing about money is that nobody ever has enough money. I mean, I don't ever have enough money, but it's about priorities that you set. So you have to, if this is what you want, if you're in love with a Filipina and you want to go to the Philippines and meet her, then you have to rearrange your priorities such that you can sock away the money that you need to go to the Philippines. And like I said, that's going to be about $2,000, $2,500 first trip. Okay. So anyway, guys, that's the end of that story. Feel free to leave comments in the comments section below. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know what your thoughts are on this issue. And as always, keep those comments appropriate, please. Up there, subscribe button. Please click the subscribe button. We would love to have you join us. Click on Vivian's pretty little face, and that'll subscribe you to the channel, and you'll get updates and all that good stuff. Thanks for watching, guys.